Hey everybody, welcome to Insurgency Broadcast. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Important news, breaking news that I want to discuss with you guys. I'm just going to wait a second, have some people tune in. Hope everybody's doing well. And if you're just tuning in, please thumb up the video. If you can hear me, please thumb up and share the video. Be greatly appreciated. Just gonna wait a minute as people start to tune in. Very important news. What's up, Toy Mafia? How you doing, guys? And if you can hear me, please thumb up the video. Be greatly appreciated as we get into this breaking news, kind of just as we discussed that was gonna happen. I want to go over this for a little bit. What's up, James? How you doing? Thank you. Not a bad day. Hope the day is treating you great as well. Doing better than they're doing in the Middle East right now, apparently. All right. No, thank you guys again. Welcome to the Insurgency Broadcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. What's up, North Carolina? Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody across the country and in other countries as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm assuming we're all good. You guys can hear me pretty well? Awesome. Awesome. Alrighty. So, look, just as we discussed, and what's up from the UK? What's up from Tucson? Also, I'm here up in North Phoenix. It's getting cold, right? It's getting really cold. I'm freezing my ass off, and we're in the desert. All right, awesome. Thank you, Carla, for the loud and clear. Alrighty, so the U.S. starts bombing Iranian targets in Iraq and Syria. Now, we knew that was kind of going to be the case. And I want to go over this. So 125 strikes, 85 targets. Right now, they're targeting the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and their bases. Now, I want to make sure this is clear, which you guys already know. Biden is considered weak in front of everybody. And he's putting up... Obviously, this is a dangerous situation when you have somebody who feels that the whole entire country, which they do, thinks that he's a weak, bumbling president and he can't defend the country. So you're seeing, what you're now seeing is the continuation of our foreign policy, right? We are, look, guys, we've been in Syria taking their oil for some time, right? We've been there for a very long time, only in the areas where they have the oil. We've been in Iraq forever. We destroyed Iraq. And now the continuation of destroying is what we're doing. So, but look, we're not going to hit Iran directly right now. And let me tell you guys why. Because we need a boogeyman. The United States, we need a boogeyman in the Middle East. They don't want to take out Iran quickly. You think this is not honestly even going to have any concrete results in the Middle East whatsoever to protect U.S. troops. Again, Biden, he's perceived as weak, so he's launching all these military strikes across the board. It's not going to change anything. It is not going to change the situation on the ground. This is more theater and more of the same thing. A lot of these groups that we're bombing, we've been helping. A lot of these groups that we're bombing, that we're hitting, it is not going to change the situation. Okay, well, what change the situation? Obviously, is peace in the Middle East, maybe stopping the war between Israel and Gaza, things of that nature. Now, but my only concern is, and remember, guys, like I said this in my previous video, his concern is not Iran. His concern is not taking out Iran or preventing terrorist actions in the Middle East. They always need a boogeyman. We know this. We always need a reason to be there. They're not in any rush to take out Iran. But we've been at a war with Iran for some time. So right now, you're going to see massive war against their proxies. Obviously, with this, it's going to lead into taking out Hezbollah in Lebanon. So Israel, right now, they're gearing up with the help of the United States to take out Hezbollah in Lebanon as the Hamas and Gaza war between Israel and Gaza, Israel and Hamas, kind of dies down a little bit. But 125 strikes so far. They're saying it's just the beginning, and this is going to be multi-tiered. So if it hits, it depends on what Iran is going to do right now. If Iran retaliates, then we might see something escalate. Okay? Then we might see something escalate. But just like I stated before, the enemy is not you. I mean, the enemy is not Islamic terrorism. The enemy is American patriotism, the Biden. He's only doing this, especially in an election year, to look tough. Again, this is all for show. What you're seeing right now is all for show, and mark my words on this, it is not going to change the situation on the ground in the Middle East. period. And Secretary of the Pentagon said, oh, this is going to be multi-tiered, multi-level. It could last for days. This is going to be a long campaign. And on Tuesday, I was saying they're going to do this on Friday. You know, they always do a war. They always start strikes on Friday. You guys notice this when people are paying attention? Oh, let's wait till Friday when people aren't really paying attention. So this is what you're seeing. Now, the real issue that I think that we have is obviously on the border. It's not even necessarily this. The real issue is what we have on the border. And I'm going to continue to report on this in just a second, but I want to tell you guys one thing, because we reported this a few days ago, where why hasn't Biden acted on Texas? Why hasn't he done anything on Texas yet? Right? Why hasn't he done anything? I'm going to tell you right now. Public opinion right now is on the side of Texas. It's on the side of these southern states. What's going to occur? Look, you're going to see stage events that change this public opinion. This is why Biden hasn't acted. We already know that they want this illegal invasion to occur. They want to demonize Americans. I hope this is clear. They want to demonize Americans, and they want to back the illegal invasion. How can they do that? How can they do that? Now, we know that they're working with cartels. We know that they're creating these gangs in this country, these organizations in this country, just like they're creating terrorist groups in the Middle East. Okay? You see people like Patriot Front with their masks on, and it's been leaked through some FBI memos and some other news outlets that were reporting this, that stage events might occur. What does that mean? What does that mean? You are going to see, and unfortunately this is going to be the case, stage events to demonize Americans, to back the illegal invasion. This is why Biden hasn't acted yet. This is why he hasn't done anything. He's waiting on that moment to occur, and it's going to be staged 100 billion%. He's going to say that right-wing MAGA supremacists are attacking immigrants. This is what exactly, because these people are pure evil. I hope we freaking understand this. They're pure evil. That these right-wing MAGA extremists, they're attacking immigrants, and they're gonna try to change public opinion, and it's all gonna be staged. Okay, there is no KKK, white supremacy. Look, there are some crazy people out there. Don't get me wrong, on every side of the political spectrum, but they are waiting. They need to change public opinion, and do not underestimate what these sick, evil people are willing to do that, especially in an election year. And now we have Biden, who is so weak, bombing the hell out of the Middle East and places all over the place, because he says, check this out, guys, because he says that, okay, Iran has supplied the weapons. Think about this mindset for a second. Think about Russia right now. Okay, Russia, think about you know how many Russian soldiers have died because we are supplying weapons to Ukraine? Okay, so why don't they play by those rules? Why doesn't Russia play by those rules? You are killing thousands and thousands of Russian soldiers because we're supplying the weapons to Ukraine, so why don't they bomb the hell out of the United States? If this is the mindset of our military-industrial complex, right? Because that's what they're stating. Oh, Iran is supplying this, and we're attacking the Iranian Revolutionary Guard throughout the Middle East. The hypocrisy on steroids when it comes to this. And guys, we cannot just accept that Russia will never do anything. We cannot just accept that they will continue to sit back as we continue, even though we're trillions in debt, right, to keep supplying, to keep providing all these sophisticated weapons to Ukraine while they're killing Russian soldiers all over the place. Look, Biden knew that this attack was going to happen. I don't care. And, people need to point this out more. This was Benghazi on steroids, what's happening in the Middle East. October 7th, Biden knew this was going to happen. He could have fortified the bases. He could have pulled them out, pulled these people out. They knew that this was going to happen. Just like in Benghazi, all of the intelligence was there. The intelligence was there on October 7th that our military bases, our military men and women were going to be under attack. Biden did nothing to protect them, just like he's doing nothing here to protect our country, to protect American citizens. They want this to occur. They need this to happen. And it all is just honestly the beginning. Like we stated this, guys, this year it's going to be major conflict in the United States. It's going to be major conflict in the Middle East. But we're playing with fire. Okay, so we're going to launch all these attacks against the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, all right, which is the #1 military force in Iran. Now, we know that there's military bases, but why are there Iranian military bases all over the place? Because we took out the only equilibrium in the Middle East. We took out the only equilibrium, which was Saddam Hussein. When we took out Iraq, we created a vacuum for Iranian militias across the Middle East. You think this is ever going to end for them? This is their land. This is their land. They are going to continue these kind of operations, no matter how many of them you killed. Look what we did in Afghanistan. We were there for freaking years. We were there for years, and what did we do? We replaced the Taliban with the Taliban. This is all we did. This is all we did. What's happening now, you're not going to see any concrete results. We're launching missiles all over the place, and I guarantee you, most likely, the only thing they care about is the oil in Syria. Okay, Iraq, it's a failed state. Libya, it's a failed state. We created all these terror organizations, but guess what? Who has benefited from this? The U.S. military-industrial complex has benefited from the oil, from these resources. We're not seeing the taste of that, right? Are we seeing the taste of any of this? No. Our gas prices, our economy is continuing to collapse because the globalist agenda is not to benefit America. It's to benefit a few of these elites. It's to benefit the cabal. There's a few people in this cabal. If you, and I know you guys don't, if you think these strikes are going to protect us, no, this is escalating to a situation where we are more in danger. First of all, we know Hezbollah. Okay, we know Iran. They have multiple sleeper cells throughout the country. Throughout our country, throughout South America. They've had for some time, okay? They had for some time. And we are in, and they want the danger. They want the boogeyman. They need the boogeyman to continue their operations in the Middle East. That's why you're not going to see anything really change. And on the border, Biden, okay, and this is, I think, something that is really like getting to my heart here, the delay. You know, he would have acted already. He would have forced them to open up. And the situation that we have now, okay, the situation that we have now is a matter of public opinion. And when public opinion is, and people, guys, they don't follow everything like we do. They don't follow politics and things like we do or know the situation on the ground. It can easily change like this. With the demonization of Texas and all these southern states, you were going to see these stage events occur. You're going to see these stage events occur, blaming Americans for what's happening on the border. And again, now we have a situation where Iran sleeper cells or terrorists, could attack. And we're in danger. Biden, the elites, all of them, they don't care whatsoever. Obviously, they're going to be not even worrying about it. It doesn't matter how many Americans get sacrificed. And with the not pulling back and with not protecting the military bases in Syria, in Iraq, and all these places, in Jordan, knowing that these were going to happen, you think he cares about us? Not whatsoever. So let me get into this for just 1 second. Okay, so the United States is launching attacks against Iran-backed militias in Iraq. Okay, so they had all these targets the whole time. They knew about these people. Right? They knew about, this is what is just getting to me. So U.S. military forces struck more than 85 targets at 7 facilities, right? So they knew about these facilities. They know about the bomb making. They know about all these drones. They know about all these attacks. They were just getting ready to do it. They have the intelligence. They are operating on a basis where it's just theater, Now he's saying that our response began today, will continue. And this is coming from the Pentagon. Our response began today. It will continue at times and places of our choosing. So Biden is going to make this crap last all year. He's going to make it last all year. And I hope that's clear as we get closer to election. This guy cannot win. He didn't win last time. The election was stolen last time. If anybody thinks that Biden got 80 whatever million votes is out of their freaking mind, yes, there are probably like 50 million, maybe that, communists in this country, but no way that there's 81 million. They have the votes already, like, in the mail, by the way, when it comes to the election. Biden is sitting on a cash reserve like you've never seen. They are not going to win on a basis of, oh, democracy, go to the polls, we're going to win. They're not going to win on that basis. They're going to win by fear. Okay, so fear is multi-tiered. So what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening with Iran, you can't trust Trump to come in and change horses right now. He's going to nuke everybody. You know how like Biden was saying that Trump was going to start the wars with Iran? The only time we had peace was with Trump. The only time we had peace was with Trump. And with the media and with these people, even like some of my family, you know what their peace was? You know where their peace wasn't? It wasn't on Twitter. There wasn't peace on Twitter. Forget the bombs, forget the missiles. There wasn't peace on Twitter. There was too many Twitter comments coming from Trump, making them feel unsafe. So you do have a big chunk of the population who are freaking stupid, right? This is just, a matter of fact, and they're going to vote for Biden no matter what. But this fear that they're creating, this danger, they want it escalated to a point where they have everybody terrified. So Hamas and Israel, let me just get into this aspect for a second. This has been about 3 months, guys. It's been a freaking long time for Israel bombing the hell out of this place. Look, and let's not fool ourselves. Israel has the most secure border in the world. I know this. My family comes from Lebanon. I know this for a fact. Israel has the most secure border in the world. All right. So this entire action on October 7th, I cannot accept that it wasn't seen. I cannot accept that it wasn't perceived that it was going to occur. How they just fly in like on little balloons and shit, right? These fly in like on little balloons, and all these attacks occur. Now you have a 3-month campaign, look, which was horrific. Don't get me wrong on this. I don't want a war with Iran. Obviously, as American patriots, we believe in our country, we want to be safe. This is not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that there is an agenda by the globalist cabal to control us. There's, obviously, that's been forever, but there is an agenda right now to lock it in even further. After COVID, after everything they're seeing, after Trump's election, they know that they don't have as much control over the population. This is killing these people. All right, this is killing these people. This fight against good and evil is real. This is what it is. It's nothing more than that. It's good against evil. And when we have this situation where now, okay, the October 7th attack occurred. We're striking all over the place. Biden, the FBI, the deep state, and these intel services are telling us what? That, oh yes, we have a huge threat coming from the border. We have a huge threat coming from the military-aged men and women, all right, coming in from mostly men, like 80-90% of them, military-aged, coming in from the border. We have this threat. We're not going to close it. Check this out. We're not going to close the border. We're going to launch all these attacks in the Middle East, all right, while continuing the flow from people who are coming in through the Middle East, meaning they want conflict, meaning they want that boogeyman. Look, you want to, okay, let's say this. I'm not for war with Iran, but if Iran is behind all of this, why not go after them, right? If Iran is behind everything that you're saying, why not go after them? Why are you doing this slow? You're not just pulling off the Band-Aid. You're doing it very slowly. You're ensuring that retaliation is a fact. You're ensuring that retaliation is guaranteed in this country. Because the people who are running this country, obviously, they're not American patriots and they don't believe in sovereignty. So, as they're coming in, their only way to win is to terrify the public and to commit acts against the American public while demonizing American patriots. And, Biden, he was like, he's trying to say, oh, I don't know if you guys seen this post, right? But Biden was like this. Biden's like, okay, you're starting, we need peace now. Like, why are we fighting with Republicans? Let's pass a bill on the border, which we do not need whatsoever, and you guys all know this. Let's pass a bill on the border. Let's come together. He's been Have you ever seen Biden talk with anger and hatred against these terrorists in the Middle East? Have you ever seen him? Like, you remember when he was doing that on stage? He has these big red lights in the walls, and these MAGA extremists. Oh, they're the number one enemy of the United States. He's already declared and told us that the number one enemy of the United States is Americans. We cannot trust him to defend us in the Middle East with anything that he's doing. He already told us that the number one enemy is you. Period. Period. And guys, as you tune in, thank you so much for tuning in. If you please thumb up this video so we can kind of deal with the algorithm. You know they only like to show NBC News, CBS. If you're new, if you're just tuning in, please subscribe. Please thumb up the video. It really helps us so much, and I greatly appreciate that. So gosh, every time I look at this media, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So some media reports were reporting that there's FBI memos leaking, saying that there is a possibility, not of cartels hitting, not of who's coming through the border, not of a terrorist attack hitting, but there is a possibility that a white supremacist attack is going to occur on the border. Guys, just listen to this for a second. With all of the danger that we have with Iran, with all these the Revolutionary Guards, with all these proxies, whatever the case might be, with the cartels, with the illegal invasion, they're saying, and the FBI is leaking this through media, that the threat is white supremacists, that the threat are MAGA Americans. This is still what they are harping on, okay, because they need that stage event to change public opinion and to ensure that they control on the power through fear, through horror, through this terror, and through this evil operation that they have and that they're continuing to do. Now, the U.S. has begun retaliatory strikes on the Middle East targets from multiple platforms. So they're attacking from the sea. They're attacking, obviously, through airstrikes. There's B-52 bombers everywhere. Russia and China said, be wary, like be careful on who you're striking, right? They were pretty much sending warnings to us. But let me just tell you another reason why this is all theater. And guys, please thumb up this video. It really helps, and I greatly appreciate that. This is how you know it's all theater. Okay. Biden and the military-industrial complex, they hop on the phone, okay, with Iran, saying don't retaliate. They basically tell them all the targets. We're going to hit here, we're going to hit here, we're going to hit here. Don't retaliate. This is how you know it's all theater and all show. Why would we do that? Think about that. Even if you're in a football game and are you going to tell the other team all of your plays? This is what Biden is doing. This is what the intel services and our military-industrial complex is doing. They're letting them know all the plays. We're going to do all of this. Okay, so do not retaliate. And then you hear propaganda, right? You hear propaganda from Hezbollah in Iraq. I think it's called like Khatib Hezbollah or whatever. You hear them saying, okay, we're going to stop attacks. We're not going to retaliate. So agreements have been made, okay? Agreements have been made before these strikes even started. That's how you know it's all theater. That's how you know it's all for show. And, you know, Biden, he was at, and guys, God bless, like, look, it's not our troops' fault. You know, the U.S. soldiers who are there, the people who are there doing everything they can as far as to defend this country, it's obviously not their fault. Biden, he's there as they were coming in, right, to basically host the, you know, as the three bodies, because 3 U.S. servicemen and women got killed in this attack in Jordan that, again, could have been prevented. Biden was there, right? Just think about this as a military family, knowing that our own commander-in-chief could have prevented this from happening, yet he didn't, for political and for authoritarian reasons. They cannot win in a fair battle. They cannot win in a fair battle. That's why you see Trump, 92 felony counts against him. And it's not just against Trump, it's against you. They do not want us to have power in this country. I mean, this needs to be beyond a fact. with everybody. They do not want us to have any kind of power politically, culturally, business. All right, they knocked me off for a second. Are you guys there? That never happened before. Are you guys there? Can you hear me? Guys, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. They cut me off. Or in the comments. Oh, gosh. All right. That's never happened before. All right. Yeah, so they cut me off. All right, good. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on a little rant there, but at the end of the day, this is obviously something I'm very passionate about. And I promise YouTube I'll be better, okay? I'm going to be much better when I say this. Oh, man. You know, sometimes it's really hard to kind of like speak what you want to speak, to say what you want to say on these platforms. So I appreciate you guys. Even though sometimes and you guys understand what I'm saying, I always have to kind of walk the line on YouTube. It is what it is. But if I'm back, that's good. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Okay, so let me just dive right back into it. So Biden, he's come out saying that these attacks in the Middle East are going to last for days. They're going to last for weeks, and they are meant to bring a response, right? They are meant to bring a response from Iran, and they are meant to bring a response from sleeper cells that are coming across the border. This is what it's meant to do. You know, Israel, and this is one thing with Benjamin Netanyahu, has been in power in Israel for a very, very long time. He's always, for like almost 15 years now, has wanted to cut off, he says, the head of the snake. He wants to cut off the head of the snake, which to him is Iran. So, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, we already accused them of being a terrorist organization. So, Biden does not have to go through Congress for these attacks. You know, we don't have to ever do that anymore. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? All you need is a coalition. All you need is a coalition, maybe another country, and you never have to go through Congress or the word of the people anymore. When we've all seen this, you know, especially after Iraq, they told us, oh, Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, all of these lies, right? So the lie, look, they were outed. The cat's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag. So now they will never go to you. They will never go through Congress whatsoever to approve any strikes, to approve any war. Look, these are 3 separate countries that we're bombing the hell out of. You have Yemen, you have Iraq, you have Syria. We've literally almost destroyed the entire Middle East. Millions of people killed, millions of people displaced. And they never have to get the word of the American people whatsoever. We have, the enemy is in our house, right? The enemy is in our house. And this is like the saddest thing about it. The enemy is in our house. They have set us up to a point where we're in extreme danger. Now, Iran, obviously they have nuclear weapons. This is already known. You know, we've spent so much time saying they're going to develop this, they're going to do this. So Iran knows what's at stake. But I promise you this, Iran, they also take orders from Russia and China. They are not attempting, they don't want to lose power either within their country. We've tried a lot of things. I hope you guys know this. With just like color revolutions, right? Protests, riots, things to launch coups throughout these countries, just like we did with Ukraine in 2014, just like we did across the board in a lot of countries, to kind of create an uprising. And it's always has been sustained to create that, but at the same time, not to have any concrete results and to keep that boogeyman there. I don't see why they would want to get rid of Iran right now. They are the absolute reason why we're allowed to have all these not allowed, but why we have all of these military bases and these alliances with Saudi Arabia, with Jordan, with Qatar, with Turkey. To have all these alliances, you need to have that boogeyman. So they are going to play this and stretch it as long as they can The same thing with China, Taiwan, right? But we're playing with fire as usual, and at the same time, we have the worst president on. Biden is the worst president in any country on planet Earth for however this planet has been around. The worst president in Earth history, not U.S. history, in Earth history. And I hope this is clear. He's putting us all in danger. All right. So here, let me just get into this a little bit more. So Biden, he's not pulling the levers either. He's not at all. He's very weak. His people around him are telling him he's weak. The military-industrial complex, when you don't have a strong leader, guys, do you remember with Trump when they shot down that drone? Okay, when they shot down that drone during Trump's presidency. I'm curious if you guys recall this. Everybody in Trump's cabinet wanted him to go to war with Iran. You know, Monopoly guy, you know, John Bolton, Monopoly guy, Nikki Haley, Bird Brain, right? All of Trump's cabinet and the mainstream media is the only time, with the legacy media, the only time they like Trump is when they thought that he was going to bomb the hell out of Iran. He is the only one who did not do that. Like, he stepped back. Biden is a weakling. He doesn't even decide on the plan. The U.S. military-industrial complex decides the plan, and Biden just scribbles away, and then he tries to, you know, walk off stage somewhere. Biden is completely gone and out of his mind. You have a free-for-all for the intel community and the military-industrial complex, an absolute free-for-all when there has to be civilian leadership in this country because of that. Because at the end of the day, it's not the people who are elected. It's not these rotating chairs who have the true power in this country. It's the people who are there permanently. And that's why they call it the deep state, right? Because these people are unelected, and their goal is not to provide, or is not to increase U.S. prosperity. Their control is to increase their own prosperity, obviously, and it is through endless wars, just like we're seeing now. It is all theater. It is all theater. And I'm very curious to see, you know, how Iran's going to react. I know some of these military groups saying that they're going to hold back. But guys, this is such a dangerous situation where, what are we getting into? What are we getting into? Okay, so I'm going to look up to see if there's any updates right here. The worst president in U.S. history. Just an awful... Okay. All right. And the least transparent president we've ever had in U.S. history. You know, with Trump, he would always speak to the press. At least we kind of get an idea on what's happening. The least transparent president in U.S. history. China is watching what's happening. Russia is watching what's happening. We can, and we sit here attempting to dictate every country's actions, right? And look, at the end of the day, has Iran attacked us on our own territory? No, not whatsoever. Not yet. But our moral right to bomb the hell out of the Middle East, to bomb the hell out of every country, and then at the end of the day, we turn around and try to tell, Russia or China not to create any moves, when we're doing the exact same thing because, Iran's supplying weapons to these people? So if this is not clear that the way everything is happening, where it's this conflict, right? If it's not clear that it's intentional, and this is the whole point of communists, and people think, you're not dealing with no, you're dealing with communists. It's intentional destruction. There is no other reason behind everything that they're doing is to hurt the United States. This is why you have the lowest recruitment levels in world history with the military. And I have friends in the military. They're leaving. You have no trust in the civilian leadership because they are attacking us. They are we are their enemy. And it's never been like this in the United States since the Civil War. Now, on the border, again, you have Texas and all these other southern states threatening to secede, which, hey, maybe they should. Maybe they should at the end of the day. And a lot of people say, no, we have to, keep the country together. We have to keep the union together because they're going to come to our doors next. Look, we might be too far from that. When you're calling American patriots terrorists, when you're saying that we're the number one enemy, when your own intel services come out and say you're the number one enemy to this country, even though what we're dealing with, they do not accuse us. They do not accuse them. They do not talk with such aggression towards them as they do with us. That's why I will never trust anything that the Biden administration, the military-industrial complex is conducting right now, because it's all BS. After Iraq with the Patriot Act, and guys, we're so far behind. We are so far behind. If you think about what we do as voters, I think, the GOP primary voter, we are not doing our job. We keep re-electing these fools left and right. They're laughing at how easy it is to control us. They're laughing at how easy it is to control us. And maybe they have a point. And look, so Biden, he's going to try, this is what he's going to try to do on the border. He's going to try to remove this mess, right? Not to send them back, but he's going to try to take them, move them throughout the country as they commit crimes, obviously. Guys, did you see how in New York, these illegal immigrants, they beat the hell out of these police officers, beat the hell out of them. And then they were arrested for 2 seconds and then released. And then as they were walking out of the courthouse, they were giving their middle finger to the public, right? Okay, just keep that in mind. And then look at this guy, I forgot his name, but look at this guy who defended when he was on a subway train. I think his name is Daniel Perry. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's on a train, on a subway in New York. This crazy maniac is on the train, threatening to kill everybody. He holds them down with a couple other people, right? And because he was threatening to kill everybody on the train, he gets locked up for this, right? He gets locked up for this, and you think there was no cash bail for him? Was there, oh, here, go ahead. You're free? His whole life now, he's probably going to be locked up in prison. His whole life now is going to be locked up in prison. Illegal immigrants in this country, okay, including the terrorists that are coming in, are allowed to attack Americans, are allowed to launch, and to get completely away with it and set free, while Americans are held to a different standard, even though we are citizens of this country. So think about that when you think about terrorists in the Middle East, as far as us holding them accountable. All right, here, I'm going to do a quick update here to see. Okay. So again, U.S. forces have commenced airstrikes targeting Iran-backed militias in Syria and Iraq in response to a series of assaults against American military bases in the region. And remember this, guys, 160, at minimum, 160 attacks under Biden against U.S. troops. God, imagine if this was Trump. Imagine if even it was just a few attacks under Trump. First of all, Biden said that it's Trump who's going to start war with Iran. He's the one who stated that. Imagine if all these attacks happened under Trump. Where is our party? Where is the Republicans impeaching him, getting this guy removed? At the end of the day, maybe they're letting it slide. Maybe they know something that we don't. Okay? Maybe they know something that we don't. Maybe they know that Biden isn't going to last. Maybe they know that Biden isn't going to reach re-election. Okay? We know that Obama and Michelle Obama, she has her eyes obviously on the presidency. Barack Obama and his cabinet, first of all, they are leading the presidency. All of Barack Obama's people are there, okay, making a lot of these decisions. Biden, it's obvious Biden doesn't do anything. Have you ever seen this guy walk on stage? It's like they wind up a doll, right? They like wind up a doll and his legs start moving. He is in no position to run for re-election. He will not run for re-election. I honestly do not see him making it that far. And it's a systematic attempt, right? They are seeing how far they can go. They're seeing how far they can go. Can they get Biden out of there? I mean, can they get Trump out of there through these legal accusations? Can they get Trump out of there by keeping him freaking bogged down in all these court hearings? Can they get rid of him by removing him from ballots? Can they do that? Look, I don't see that's going to happen. And honestly, I think a lot of judges and a lot of these courts are getting a little scared, to be honest with you, because Trump, he's the front runner for the presidency of the United States of America. All right, he's the front runner for the presidency of the United States of America. And I think they are getting a little concerned, especially after the primaries occurred, with Iowa and with New Hampshire, how Trump just completely killed it. They might be getting a little concerned as far as getting bogged down in these legalities, but that's the first step. So say that doesn't work with getting them moved off ballots, with getting them cut down in these court battles. Okay, what's the next step? The next step is the greatest threat to America from Biden, right? The greatest threat to America from Biden. MAGA, these patriots, these groups. That's the next step. So these legal actions, they're going to fail, first of all. Okay, Trump, he's going to survive them. He's going to absolutely survive them. They are going to fail. So their next step is to create public opinion, to condition people to think that we are a complete threat to democracy and that, Trump's a dictator, even though the only dictator is the one locking up political prisoners left and right. And this is still occurring. Okay. You want to defend American citizens, Biden, right? But you're locking them up to this day, having them held in isolation because we protested. They protested on January 6th. You have this little fruitcake who was in Congress and recorded a porn video. He recorded gay porn, okay, getting smashed, right, in Congress. He recorded a video of this. And the DOJ and the police and the Capitol Police said, oh, no, we're not going to arrest him for that. No charges. No charges. Okay? Think about that when you think about how they care about Americans, right? Especially the ones who were just protesting peacefully. And then you have, on J6, it's shown on tape. It's shown on tape. Capitol Police officers planting the freaking pipe bombs around the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. On video, they're doing it. On video, after the protest occurred, you see the Capitol Police officer, the one who planted these pipe bombs on J6, go to the FBI saying this is where they are. They are staging, setting it up. Okay, because this is what evil does. Evil attacks good to show that they're evil, when the true, when obviously the true evil is within them. Evil attacks good to show that they're the ones causing all the destruction in this country. If they set us up with COVID, they locked us down and they destroyed us with that. They destroyed the economy. They didn't let you see your mom in the hospital. They medicated the entire population. They're not doing anything they can to protect us in the Middle East, protect our own troops in the Middle East. What's coming across the border, what is already here, it is too late. And most people don't know about this, guys. Most people are still going to fall for it, right? Like 60% of this country is going to continue to fall for it. Wait till you see when one of these stage events occurs, and the uproar across the entire mainstream media, the uproar that's going to occur saying that, oh, this is why we have to let them in. And we're letting them in because what they're, for asylum? Everybody, every cartel that comes through the border saying, oh, no, we're applying for asylum. What are they even talking about? And where? Is there a massive war going on throughout South America? Guys, oh, we're applying for asylum. And then Biden, he just lets it go. When Biden first came, when he was running, okay, every Democrat on the stage, when they asked him, would you provide free health care to illegal immigrants, every hand went up. When Biden won office, he told them to come to the border. The first day, January 20th, 2020, Biden reversed the Remain in Mexico policy. He reversed showing proof for asylum. He reversed all of them. And now we're in an election year, and he's saying that Republicans need to pass a bill. Oh, Republicans need to pass a bill in order to secure the border. It's the Republicans not doing it. It is intentional destruction, because that's what communists, that's what they do. They are not Democrats anymore. They haven't been Democrats for a long time, And look, now we're seeing a little bit of public opinion with people saying, you know, in popular culture, like, whatever, like, I don't like these people, but, you know, like Snoop Dogg and all these people saying that, no, we like Trump's portrait. Wait till Obama gets in their ears, okay? Because that's what's going to happen. Obama's going to start ringing these people, and thanks, Buzzy181. Thank you guys for the contributions or any tips. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for your support. Everybody who contributed. It really means so much to me. Buzzy101, thank you so much again. I appreciate you doing that. But wait till Obama really steps up into the game. Now, you know, they have Nikki Haley there, seeing what she can do. She's not going to do nothing. She's absolutely she's backed by Democrat donors. She's just there to stall Trump's nomination. We all know that. And even when she loses in South Carolina coming up, she's going to stay. She's going to stay, hoping that it's just laid upon her, hoping that they give her the nomination on a silver platter due to some legalities or some court issues. Okay, but all that goes away. All that goes away once Trump obviously secures the nomination. Then you have Obama stepping in saying, okay, you're having a Biden against Trump directly. Biden cannot fight this fight. We need to replace Biden. And who are they going to replace him with? In my opinion, that would be, you know, at first I thought it was going to be Gavin Newsom, but you cannot replace Kamala Harris with a white guy in the Democrat Party. You know how they are. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Oh, and thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, and Trump did do a lot for the. I mean, he passed a bill releasing a lot of people from prison, obviously mostly black, for like minor offenses or whatever the case might be. Maybe they are starting to see that he was a better choice than Biden. But at the end of the day, once Obama gets more involved, making his phone calls, they are all going to flip. Because that's what communists do. They flip. So do not believe or accept anything that you're seeing from these people like they're all on Trump's side. It will change as soon as a general election kicks into high gear. All right. So I'm going to keep an eye out on what's going on with Iran. Obviously, they're seeing how far Biden is going to take it. They're seeing how far the military-industrial complex is going to take it. There's going to be a new front. They're going to open up with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Mark my words on this. There's already been some bombs going back and forth with them. We're going to see if Iran does retaliate. We know here in this country, if you see anything that they can accuse Iran for, that is going to escalate the situation. But in my opinion, you're not going to see that. What you're going to see, okay, in this country is the media reporting that it's you doing it. Is the media reporting that it's MAGA people doing it, that they're attacking, right? It's already started, right? There have already been some events where they're trying to blame, like this guy, he did a horrible tragedy, I don't know, with his family, where he was basically coming out with the anti-Biden manifesto, right? So this is where you're going to see it perfectly done, right? You're going to see CNN is going to be there with the cameras and everything, the manifesto perfectly written, okay, that, these anti-Biden MAGA extremists are attacking the country, are attacking our country. And, you know, economically in our country, it's so funny, Bidenomics, right? If you think about this, people are promoting Bidenomics when you can't even afford a packet of freaking chicken in this country. But you're going to see it kind of calm down. You're going to see gas prices go down a little. And this is how much control they have. Have you guys already seen it? A little bit of the prices coming down a little bit this year. I know it's still out of this world. You're going to see it. Watch. As we get closer to election, you're going to see it. Oh, the prices are going to get a little better. That. And all you have to do, honestly, when it comes to Democrats, just feed them a little cracker and they're back on board like this. Okay, so we have a long time, till general election. So keep that in mind. They are going to do everything they can to tune up, to manipulate, to condition the population, and it's going to be multi-tiered, right? So yeah, they might try to reduce prices a little bit. Oh, MAGAs are attacking. We're for the people. We're for the immigrants. We're the good guys, right? This is what you're going to see. More accusations against Trump. So more rape accusations, more whatever they have in the bag. And it could even get worse than that. Honestly, look what happened with, God, I don't like to say it, but, presidents have been shot at. There has been attempted assassinations. Totally. Now, do they feel that they can beat Trump? Maybe. Do they think that if Trump is up there, enough people hate him so much that if we create all these stage events and we create all this fear on top of the mail-in ballot fraud, on top of just buying votes left and right, on top of all these illegal immigrants who are votes, and that's another thing, so they could possibly think that they could beat them. So with illegal immigration, it's not just about causing destruction, not just about working with the cartels, but it's also their votes. They are votes in this country to the Democrat Party. And we know that for a fact. And last thing I want to hit on really quick, because I think this was, really shine the light on what was happening, where here in Arizona, where Kari Lake, she's running for senator, the previous Arizona GOP chair pretty much threatened Kari Lake to back out of the race, saying we have cartels in all 50 states, be wary, with the implication of assassination, right? With that implication. So we have people in our own party, right? We have people in our own party threatening our own nominees, threatening our own members. This goes deeper than just the Democrats. This is so much corruption embedded in the Republican Party that they are honestly, to an extent, because they enable the left, they enable the communists, a much even bigger threat. All right. From them obviously stabbing us in the back, from them obviously working with the global cabal, and in order to keep power. So on top of all this, so let me just run this back one more time. Alrighty. So war in the Middle East, we're on, honestly, one of the most dangerous situations ever when it comes to Iran. The most dangerous situations ever when it comes to illegal invasion coming in our own country. And then we have to deal with the World Health Organization. We have to deal with the UN, right? Coming up with these horrific strains in like disease X, saying, oh, prepare for that. And they will do it again. It worked beautifully the last time, right? So think you're one of them. Think you're part of the global cabal. Why would you not do that again? It worked perfectly last time. Everybody did exactly what we said. All it took was a press release for everybody to give up all of their freedoms completely. All it took was a press release. They will do it again. All right. I'm going to keep following this, guys. If there's anything else you want me to touch on, just let me know. But so far, again, we're targeting Iraq and Syria. This is going to be constantly updated. I'm going to constantly update you guys on this. Anytime I see something about to occur, I'm going to come on right away. If you're new, please subscribe. Please thumb up this video and share it. It's greatly appreciated. If there's anything else you want me to touch on before I log off, we're about almost an hour in. And thank you guys for tuning in. I know it went back, cut off a couple times. I really appreciate you guys sticking in there. If there's anything else you want me to touch on, I'll just wait a couple seconds here. Oh, anytime, Captain Scotty. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, Andy. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody who did a tip. Thank you. That helps. That helps more than you know. Helps more than you know. And yeah, and God bless you too. Moments Divine. Thank you. God bless everybody. Let's all obviously look out for each other. Yep, remember, definitely vote Trump. And yeah, I mean, obviously we have to look out for each other, man, because this is a fight against good and evil. We know that, you know, we know we're in really historic times right now. And it's never been this in our face when it comes to their agenda. Oh, you want me to touch on Christopher Greenwell? Mr. B wanted me to touch on Christopher Greenwell. There's not much to touch, you know, on Christopher. I left AMTV a long time ago because of the differences that we had. Obviously, when it comes to creating content, I didn't believe in the path of the channel, where it was going, where it was headed. But don't get me wrong, I learned a lot. But when it comes to speaking the truth, like from the heart, and really following that to a point where, oh, I'm not just doing it to sell you a product. Yeah, you know, and this is where I come from, guys. I'm speaking from the heart. And at the end of the day, you know, if you're not doing that and you have alternative news, if you don't know the fight that you have in front of you, if you don't know that this is actually a war and you're just doing it for another agenda, I wouldn't trust that whatsoever. All right, guys. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. I'll be back soon with another report, all right? All right. Take care, guys. God bless.